All right, so in our last test, we're going to be testing the urine samples for the presence of albumin. The way that we're going to test for the presence of albumin is that what I've done is I've taken some concentrated nitric acid, and of course I just took my gloves off, and I'll just very carefully and quickly hold the bottle up. Don't want to touch that or get that on your skin, that will burn. So what I did was, before putting the video on, I've added some concentrated nitric acid to test tubes. And what we're going to do is we're going to add about 10 drops of each of the urine samples into different test tubes. Normal into one test tube, unknown A into a second test tube, and unknown B into a third test tube. But since you really haven't done this test for albumin before, I want to actually perform this test on albumin itself. Now what should happen is that when we add the albumin to the nitric acid, we should get a ring essentially at the top of the liquid. That's why a lot of times I like to refer to this as the ring test. So here's my sample of albumin, okay? And I'm going to get my clean test tube, all right? So let's add a couple drops of the albumin, okay? And you could see, it's a little bit cloudy, but you could see at the top how there's sort of a ring that results. So this is essentially what our positive result is going to look like in the ring test for albumin. Okay? So we're going to use this as our guide to look for a positive result. So that's essentially what we're looking for. You can see that ring, in a sense, right in the middle of the liquid there. All right. So with that being said, let's add some normal urine to a test tube with some nitric acid, a couple drops. Shake that up. There's our result. Let's take unknown A. Unknown A. Let's add a couple drops. There's our result. And then finally, let's take unknown B, and a couple drops. And there's our result. All right, so again, you want to sort of look back to the result we got for albumin itself and use that as the reference to judge whether the normal urine sample, unknown A, and unknown B have albumin associated with them.